Hi, I'm Luke. I interviewed my granddad, Ronnie Carroll, and in this story he tells us about his time working as an EMI representative in the 1960s and all the famous people he got to meet whilst working there. I hope you enjoy his story.
Well, you know my name, Ronnie Carroll, and I live in Warton here, and have done quite a while. And so, yes, I'm getting on a bit now. I know I don't look my age, but I'm 92. I'm working in Kendall Mills. It's called something else now. You know, Kendall Mills in Manchester, Deansgate, a big departmental store. And I was working in there when this friend of mine, Arthur, he was working for British Pathy Film Company, and he came in. He said, "Oh, how you know?" We'd met and had a good chat. He said, "How long have you been in here?" I said, "Oh, only a couple." He said, "There's a job going with us, British Pathy Pictures, you know." Yeah. He says, "A rep like I'm doing." He said, "All you have to do is go around all the cinemas and get them to hire the films or the newsreel Pathy." So I went and applied and I got the job. After about, I think about 18 months with them, I met this other friend of mine, Tom, and he said, wait, I said, "I'm with British Pathy." "Oh," he said, "ah." He said, "Look," he says, "I'm with a record place called EMI Records, and they want a rep." He said, "Now this is good," he said, "because you're meeting all the artists and you're bringing them into the studio, and it's good pay, and you get a car free, you know, and all that." So I applied for that and I got the job. So I was an EMI rep for about how long? Ooh, 20 years, more, more than that. The Beatles I used to take out quite a lot, because I lived in Manchester then, and I used to take them out round different places, because then we did it for advertisement for the record, you know, a lot of publicity. Yeah. You know, we'd put it in the paper or on the, you know, the Beatles are appearing at, say, Lewis's in Manchester. So, you know, come and have your record signed by them, you know. Yeah. But who do? Used to queue up to buy a record and then have it signed by them. Same with all of them. Well, of course we did Liverpool, yeah. We did that, and Manchester, Preston, all of the big towns. Yeah. I used to just phone the place up and ask them if they wanted to have a, you know, some artists there to to bring people into their shop to buy things, you know. Yeah. Oh, Frankie Vaughan, yeah, Strangle, and I took Frankie out quite a lot. We went round quite a lot to different apartments while he signed his records, you know. We used to do all that after when we, yeah. One day, and I said, "Oh, I'll tell you what I've got to do, Frank." I said, "It's my daughter's birthday, and I must just go back and see her, because I've got some things for her." I said, "So if you want to wait here or stay there." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I'm coming to your house to see her." So Frankie got in the car where we were, and on the way, he said, "Hey, pull up." And he pulled up outside the store. I said, "What?" He said, "Wait there." And he went in, come back, he had a doll, do you remember?
Yeah, I bought
just a big doll.
Yeah, it was nice.
And I took him home, and your mum comes to the door. She said, "Hello, Frank." "Hello, come in." And he wished her happy, gave her the doll. This is the funny part about it. We were there, and your mother made some sandwiches and tea and all that. Said, "You want a sandwich, Frank?" He said, "Yes, please." So he took one. He said, "Are you trying to hurt me?" She said, "No, why?" He said, "You know what's in these sandwiches?" I said, "Ham." "Ham?" He said, "We're Jews, we don't eat ham." "Oh yes, Shirley, yes. I had to go to Cardiff, wasn't she, where she lived. Yes, and bring her to the studio. And at the same time also another man. And who do you think? Ronnie Carroll. He was from Ireland, right. And he was just brought in the same time as Shirley.
Right.
And during night, between sessions, when we were there for a while, him and I used to take Shirley out at night. Right. Yeah, could we?
Is that in
I had to get her. I got her an apartment over a grocer's shop in Tottenham Court Road, a little tiny apartment, you know. Then Oh, she loved it. And when we come out, oh, she said, oh, she said, in the traffic. Oh, because she hadn't been to London then, you know, and all the traffic and all the people. And so, and Ronnie was near in an apartment as well. And we used to take her out quite a while in the evenings, you know. I have been in touch with her, but I'm not just of late. You know, because I used to go on the phone, I used to drop in and see her, you know.
Yeah. Any particular memories you've got about Shirley?
Yeah, but I can't tell them, Oh no. I'll just tell you one, because it's not rude. She was on the stage, you know, and I used to take her from theatre to theatre, from town to town sometimes, and then she'd get a place. But during the show, I used to have to stand at the side of the stage with a small glass of water, cold water. And you know, when she's singing, and suddenly she'd la 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 dee dee, and she'd walk off the stage, wouldn't she, while she was singing?
Right.
You see, and as soon as she'd walk off, I'd be there. And she'd drink the water, could help her mouth, help her throat, you know. And then she'd come back singing, and I used to be there, and nobody knew that. The one thing about being a representative for EMI Records, I had a new car every year.
New car.
I never paid for a car. I never paid for petrol. I never paid for oil. I've never worked in my life. I haven't. It's always been enjoyment.